Hello everyone and welcome to Decorating with Barbara. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my guest bedroom decorated for summer. I'm also going to continue sharing the thrifted edition of my home tour. So I'm also going to share with you some tips and ideas for decorating a guest bedroom. I'll also be sharing the adjoining bathroom. When I was thinking about putting the room together for summer, I wanted to do something light and bright, and so I immediately thought of these curtains. So I used these curtains before in this room, but I used different decor. And so my first tip is use what you already have. So even though I've used these curtains in this room before, I wanted to bring in some different accessories to give the space a different look. So I switched up some flowers, the lamps, and just a few of the accessories, giving the space a different feel. So I wanted to go with a very bright white theme in the space. So I brought in white bedding. As you can see, I'm pulling gray, cream, and white and a pop of yellow all the way around the room. Now these are things that I already own. I'm just using them in different placements. So let me start out by sharing a few of my thrifted items. This vase I thrifted a few years ago. It was gold, like a mustard gold color. And so like I always say, stop at Goodwill first and look for a large vase if that's your choice, and look for something in a nice shape. This had a nice size to it, and it had the shape of a nice vessel that maybe you would see in Home Goods. And I knew I could bring it home and paint it in my desired color, and it would look great in my space. Now this lamp was thrifted, and I always look for current shapes in the lamps, but sometimes I do like a good odd shaped lamp as well. And so if you're not sure as to what style lamp to look for in Goodwill, take a quick trip to Home Goods or Target or even Walmart before you head into Goodwill. Now I have mentioned to you guys before that this Bombay chest was gifted and not thrifted, but still a very nice piece that I treasure. And I did a nice makeover on it. When I first got it, it was a beautiful French country pattern on the front. My friend who gifted the piece to me asked me when was I going to paint it. And I didn't know if she wanted me to, but she said it was fine. It was mine. I could do whatever I wanted to. And so that's what I did. I initially painted it silver, and you guys might remember that. And then I was out of that silver phase, and so I went to the ivory and I painted the handles in a gold. You guys might remember I thrifted the lampshade maybe a month ago when I shared my home office, and I was going to use them on the DIY lamps that I shared in that video, but the shade was not big enough for that particular lamp, so I saved them, and I knew I was going to repaint these lamps that you see now. They were originally mercury glass, and I painted them in this nice textured gray and black and white paint, and I think they turned out beautiful. And then I just added the lampshades, and it's a good match. So my next tip is, if you have old decor or lamps that you no longer are using, think about painting them a different color. I'm out of my mercury glass phase for right now. I have a lot of it, and so getting rid of a few of the pieces was just fine. So that's what I did, and I love the way they turned out. Now this little table here was also thrifted. And so it used to be in one of the other bedrooms, and it was black. And so recently I wanted to put it in my guest bedroom for a little coffee station for my guest during the weekend of the wedding. That brings me to my next tip. I think adding a little coffee bar in your guest bedroom is a nice idea for your guest. So depending on who they are, some of your guests may not want to come down first thing in the morning and would love a cup of coffee in the room. And that gives them the feeling as if they are in a little hotel suite. They can have their bottled water and their snacks or whatever you may want to provide for them, and not have to bother you first thing in the morning. Some people like to get up very early, and so I thought the coffee bar was such a good idea that I even set up one in my own room. Now I also picked up this little basket from Goodwill, and it was in a dark metal color, and I just spray painted the metal gold just to coordinate a little better with the space. I also picked up this water carafe from Goodwill as well. It's very cute. It's like a pitcher, and then it has a glass that you can use for your water. And it also serves as the lid. And guys, I will share my coffee station in my room in an upcoming video. In my last video, I talked about repurposing old artwork, and so that's exactly what I did with this one here. It was a garden scene over a bridge. I love the frame on it and the size of the art, but was no longer interested in the theme of the art, and so I just painted over it. Alright guys, so here's another tip. Try placing magazines in your room for your guest. I personally don't have a TV in this space, so having a magazine in the space could be helpful. Do you guys remember when we used to rely on magazines for inspiration before YouTube came along? Another tip, if you happen to have a book about your city, that would be great information for your guest as well. I also thrifted this little table from Goodwill along with the one in the bathroom, and of course I didn't get them at the same time, but when I see these little drink tables or side tables for a really good price, I'll go ahead and pick it up. Now this table was originally black. The top, it was a black marble, but I wasn't really interested in the black, so I just used some of my neutral paint to make it look like a lighter color marble, and I think I brightened up the stand. And so this table has a glass top and it's made like a tray, and then the base is in a gold metal. So I try not to over decorate and leave room for them to place some of their own toiletries that they may bring of their own. And so this is another canvas that I made over. And this little pedestal bowl I picked up from Goodwill. It was in a black and gold patina, and I just brought it home and spray painted it in a warm gold by Krylon. And I have to say that most of my accessories, if I don't get them from Goodwill, I do get them from Home Goods. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you are enjoying my thrifted tours. And if you are enjoying the tour, why don't you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. And if you didn't see the last video, I'll go ahead and link it below. Also, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.